Hello and Mingalaba, welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. Arkajo brings us a first report on Nepal embassy honouring Nepal president's visit. David Hanna's coverage on Google seminar on cybersecurity. Arkajo has another report on low budget, slow tourism growth. Williamson prepared a report on workshop on preventing major diseases. Before we get to the reports, let's check on some local news. At the invitation of the President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar, U Win Myint, the Right Honourable Mrs. Bidya Devi Bhandari, President of Nepal, paid a state visit to Myanmar last week. President U Win Myint and President Mrs. Bhandari held a meeting at the Presidential Palace, and both leaders had cordial discussions and exchanged views on matters of strengthening bilateral relations and cooperation and promoting trade and investment, as well as collaborating closely at the regional and multilateral fora. The two leaders also recalled the participation of the Myanmar president at the 4th BIMSTEC summit following his state visit to Nepal in August last year and agreed to enhance tourism cooperation aiming to foster people-to-people contacts between Myanmar and Nepal. Tourist arrivals to Myanmar via the country's border checkpoints with Thailand have been increasing significantly this year and are expected to reach 1 million soon. The number of day trippers from Thailand and other countries who visited Myanmar through Tachi Lake border gate in eastern Shan State during the period from January to October this year totaled 998,560 according to the Directorate of Hotels and Tourism. The Ministry of Hotels and Tourism has been making appropriate arrangements for wooing tourists to the country in a safe and secure manner. The ministry also organizes some travel itineraries for tourists who enter the country through border checkpoints. Gaya State is the smallest state in Myanmar with an area of just a little more than 3,500 square miles. Among the various indigenous people in the region, the Kayan or Badaun are renowned for their long-necked women who wear brass coils around their necks and are dressed in colorful traditional costumes. As Myanmar opens up to international tourists, Loiko has become one of the newest destinations that became accessible. Yangon to Loiko Drive is a considerable drive that locals normally do. For foreign visitors, a flight to Heho from Yangon or Mandalay and by car to Loiko is a shorter and more enjoyable ride through mountains of Shan State and Gaya State. A trip to Loiko can also be part of a trip to Inle Lake and towns like Daungji, Galore, Yangshui, and etc. in Shan State. That's all with the local news, and we're moving on to our first report. Nepal embassy in Yangon honored the visit of the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal at Wyndham Grand Hotel in Yangon on Sunday evening. This is the first time in nearly 4 decades that Nepal's head of state visits Myanmar. High-ranking officials from the regional government and ambassadors joined the event. Arkajo has more.
Nepal embassy in Yangon honored the visit of the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal at Wyndham Grand Hotel in Yangon on Sunday evening. This is the first time in nearly 4 decades that Nepal's head of state visits Myanmar. Yangon Region Chief Minister U Pyo-min Thein, the high-ranking officials from regional government, and the ambassadors joined to welcome. The visit to Yangon comes after meeting and signing cooperation deals with the Myanmar leaders in Naypyidaw. Concerning the Nepal president's visit, His Excellency Mr. Bim K. Udes, Nepal ambassador to Myanmar, explained.
She arrived in Naypyidaw on the 16th of October on the invitation of His Excellency U Win Myint, President of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. This is an important and historic visit. This is the first time in 39 years that Nepal's head of state is visiting Myanmar, and the Right Honourable President is the first elected President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal to visit Myanmar.
Nepal and Myanmar established diplomatic relations on 19 March 1960 at ambassadorial level. In terms of exchange of visits from Nepal, late King Mahendra paid a state visit to Myanmar in April 1970. Late King Birendra also paid an unofficial visit in March 1980. The then Prime Minister, Mr. Kurti Nadi Bista, visited Myanmar in 1980. Foreign Minister Mr. Chakra Prasad Bastola came to Myanmar in 2001 to attend BIMSTEC ministerial meeting. With the sweeping and meaningful reforms in Myanmar, there are great potentials and prospects of business-to-business development and expansion. The number of tourists from Myanmar to Nepal during the years 2016 and 17 is upwards of 25,000. Myanmar has constructed a pagoda and monastery in Lumbini. Nepal presented 16 wood panels depicting life history of Lord Buddha, which has been enshrined in front of famous Shwedagon Pagoda in Yangon. There is a noticeable surge of the visa seekers from Myanmar to Nepal since October 2012. Upon the visit this time, Nepal and Myanmar signed MOUs to boost the cooperation deals in different sectors with focus on tourism and culture. Foreign Minister of Nepal, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Gyawali, stressed the importance of regional cooperation.
Nepal's foreign policy is guided by the principles of Panchashila, Charter of the United Nations, non-alignment movement, and international law and norms of the world peace. We have a steadfast commitment to a rule-based order. The overarching theme of Nepal's foreign policy is amity with all and enmity with none. The present government is committed to strengthening ties with the neighboring as well as all other friendly countries in the world on the basis of principle of sovereign equality, mutual respect, and a benefit. Regional cooperation is an important component of our foreign policy. We believe in multilateralism with the United Nations at the center of global affairs. Nepal and Myanmar are closely working in BIMSTEC, in Asian Cooperation Dialogue, and many other regional and multilateral forums. Our diplomatic engagements have significantly increased recently, resulting in substantial enhancement of cooperation with the neighbors and other partners. Most recently, the President of China, His Excellency Xi Jinping, visited Nepal. The visit has been highly successful in elevating Nepal-China relations to newer height. We are expecting other high-level visits in the near future. I am pleased to inform you that the government of Nepal is hosting Sagarmatha Sambad, Everest Dialogue in April 2020 in Kathmandu to galvanize international efforts to address the adverse impacts of climate change.
This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on Nepal Embassy honoring Nepal President's visit. Right, we'll move on to weather forecast now. In Yangon, it'll be mostly sunny and very warm in the day and clear skies at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the mid-30s and there's an extremely low chance of rain or no chance at all for the day with wind gusts at 11 km per hour. In Naypyidaw, it will be partly sunny with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon. And it's mainly clear skies at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the mid-30s as well and there's about a 40% chance of rain for the day with wind gusts at 9 km per hour. In Mandalay, it'll be partly sunny and very warm in the day and it's mainly clear with a thunderstorm in spots late at night. The temperature throughout the day will be in the mid-30s and there's about a 25% chance of rain for the day, with wind gusts at 13 km per hour. Stay with us, we have another report coming up and then we'll check on the stocks and currency exchange rates. Last Friday, a seminar on Google's account and Gmail on cybersecurity was held at the UMFCCI. The seminar was organized in collaboration with the UMFCCI, ICT Council and Google. Our reporter David Hanna tells us more.
Internet security is a branch of computer security specifically related to not only Internet, often involving browser security and the World Wide Web, but also network security as it implies to other applications or operating systems as a whole. Its objective is to establish rules and measures to use against attacks over the Internet. With that said, the The detail for this Google seminar on cybersecurity will be explained by Ms. Maxu Tiesdale, who is an executive director of U.S. ICT Council for Myanmar.
Sure. So today we are doing a seminar as part of Myanmar Cybersecurity Month, and it's called the Gmail and Google Account Security Seminar. And one of our members is Google, and so we have the head of public policy here to talk about different aspects of account security on Google. As you know, Google and Gmail are very popular here, especially Gmail, and so we think it's very important to educate the general public as well as SMEs who might be using Gmail for their business about how to be more secure online, how to create safe passwords. So we think it's a very suitable thing for the Myanmar market. Jirwat's going to talk about different things, including account security, how to keep your account safe. He'll talk about the different privacy settings, as well as with Gmail, how to not click on phishing emails. So it'll be some things that are just related to cybersecurity in general, but some things that are specific to Gmail and Google.
Phishing through mail is one of the biggest threats for most of the businesses. But before going through the whole picture, why don't we look at the in-depth about what is phishing through mail?
Sure. So I think in every country, I think there's always the risk and the threat of malware and Gmail. And so the phishing links, the phishing is really a big concern, because I think the people who are sending out the phishing, they disguise themselves as a legitimate email. So I think it's important for every user to understand how to recognize what might be a risky email and not to click on the link, which could compromise not only their emails, but also if somebody's tied into a company network. So the ASEAN region is becoming an increasing focal point for cyber attacks. So as Myanmar also becomes more active in the global community and the global economy, it's more and more important for Myanmar to be prepared. And so we think because a lot of Myanmar people are becoming more and more digitally literate, this is a key component to how we need to educate the public as well as companies and organizations.
Universities and schools are one of the most important areas to focus on the improvement of cybersecurity. University of Computer Studies, Yangon, UCSY, has been focusing on this area at the current circumstances and are willing to share with us for their movements and activities. We will be hearing out for more from a professor of UCSY, Dormi Myesutin, who is also managing one of the research labs of UCSY.
I'm Myesutin from University of Computer Studies, Yangon. I'm managing our cybersecurity research lab. I'm also a professor of UCSY. We are doing so many things. Public awareness. We are giving public awareness seminars, technical seminars, and we are proposing a new curriculums on cybersecurity and digital forensics. We are giving cybersecurity and digital forensics specialized degree starting from 2018. That's why we are now two batch now, cybersecurity and digital forensics. They are getting the degree in Master of Computer Science, cybersecurity and digital forensics specialization. Some specializations, software engineering, business information systems, knowledge engineering, and cybersecurity digital forensics.
I have also asked her for her perspective regarding this Gmail and Google account security seminar and how this might impact the cybersecurity movements that involving organizations and universities has been doing.
Because in our country, we are using Gmail a lot. Yes, most of our Myanmar people are still using Gmail because Gmail is a free email, but still it's very very useful and the security features are very promising. That's why yes, we are using Gmail a lot. And as for me, I used my official email ucsy.edu.mm as well as Gmail because we have to collaborate. Sometimes we have to get the softwares from the developers, and then we can communicate with Gmail. Sometimes with different purposes. We like to get the fourth Facebook account. Yes, we create Gmail account and then we start to sign in. Yes.
Reporter David Tanner reporting from Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on the Google seminar on cybersecurity. And here we have the information on the currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. $1 is at 1,533 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 216 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,705 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,975 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,122 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 366 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 50 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,490. Silver is at $17. And Brent crude oil is at $53. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI dropped 500 and it's now at 11,500. MTSH is at 3,950. MCB is at 8,400. FPP dropped 1,000 and it's now at 23,000. TMH is at 2,900. You're with MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can log on to our website at miradio.com.mm and catch other great programs live on the website. We're also running on FM 96.1 in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or simply download our app so you can listen to our radio programs on the go. Well, we have more reports for you, and we're not going to keep you waiting, so let's get down to it. It's noted that Myanmar's tourism growth is slow due to insufficient spending on the sector. It's also reported that the targeted tourist arrival on the tourism master plan is yet a long way to achieve. For more on the effort and plans to boost the sector's growth, Akajo prepared a detailed report for us.
Minister for Kayén Ethnic Affairs, speaking at the opening ceremony of Hotel Expo 2019, said that the budget allocated for the tourism sector is very low. She added that the low budget is the factor behind the country's slow growth in tourism sector. The Myanmar Hotelier Association Yangon Zone, together with the Ministry of Hotels and Tourism, the Yangon Region Government, and Yangon Heritage Trust, brought the expo to drive the growth. Myanmar tourism growth is much slower than its neighboring countries like Thailand. For more on the effort exerted by regional government, Upyo Mintay, speaking at the event, said,
We should promote other tourist attraction sites rather than pagodas. There are many visitors who are not Buddhists and who believe in other religions. Many foreigners come and go every day for business and other matters, but they stay only one night. So we have responsibilities to highlight curated city tours, other attractions that offer a taste of Yangon and a sample of its hidden treasures, such as Strand Road Night Market, walking tour of Yangon heritage buildings. Soon we will open Secretariat Building and will allow tourists to get acquainted with Yangon, as they are interested in Myanmar history of General Aung San. For the tourism sector to develop, we need to cooperate with the government, citizens, and community-based organizations.
According to the Myanmar Tourism Master Plan, Myanmar targets for about 7 million tourist arrivals in 2020. However, with the slow growth the sector is facing, reaching the set target is still a long way to achieve. The insufficient spending on the sector's growth is one contributing factor. For more on the factors that the tourism sector needs to cope with, Don Pan Tenzamyo explained.
Neighboring countries spend considerable amount of budget to promote the tourism industry. In Thailand, they spent $200 million last year and over $300 million for this year for tourism industry. But our country could not spend that much budget. We should draw some specific budget plan to promote travel and tourism industry. We set high expectation from the tourism industry, but it doesn't reach our expectation. Compared with last year's statistic, the percentage has increased to 26%, and so the growth is not quite satisfying. But it is only small percent. In other countries, it has increased to more than 100%. In Thailand, there were 36 million visitors last year, and they expect 40 million for this year. Our country has received only 6 million visitors so far.
Local visitors have increased in domestic travels, such as pilgrimage. Last year saw 7 million visitors, but this year it is expected to have more than 8 million. It is expected to promote the local travel businesses as well. Uma Mongjo, Director General of the Ministry of Hotel and Tourism, said, Yangon is the central point of the country with the main international airport and the port where travelers from around the world come to visit. It is one of tourist attraction places with one of the world wonders, Shwedagon Pagoda, famous religious buildings, colonial architecture, and various places. There has been an increased number of visitors. Among them, there are many itineraries in Yangon. We are now implementing the community-based tourism in a village in Tunde Township with the latest data of 2019 September 30th. There are more than 2,000 visitors visiting there.
The Yangon Then and Now Hotel Expo 2019 is a 3-day event at the Myanmar Expo, and it convened on 18th, 19th and 20th of October 2019. This is Agajo reporting for Myanmar International Radio.
That's a report on low-budget, slow tourism growth. Well, here's the last report on workshop on preventing major diseases. Myanmar is one of the tropical countries along with other several ASEAN countries, and this is where tropical-related disease such as thalassemia is prevalent. Therefore, with the aim to reduce and prevent thalassemia, Yangon University of Medicine, with the collaboration of Chinese University of Hong Kong and Hainan Medical University, opened international training on diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of major diseases in ASEAN. Willison has the details.
Myanmar is mainly a tropical country, though it has also subtropical areas, and there are some tropical-related diseases which are prevalent in the tropical areas such as Myanmar and other Southeast Asian countries. Many of several tropical-related diseases occur in summer season, especially sunlight-related diseases. Therefore, in order to spread the awareness on how to prevent the diseases, under the sponsorship of the Ministry of Science and Technology of the People's Republic of China, international training workshop on diagnosis, treatment, and preventives of major diseases in Asians was opened on 18th of October at Central Women's Hospital in Yangon. The training mainly aims to educate the public on how to prevent from tropical-related diseases, and the training is held in collaboration between the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology of University of Medicine 1 Yangon, Chinese University of Hong Kong, and Hainan Medical University. Speaking to MI Radio, Professor Nguyen Ma Thun, Head of Department for Obstetrics and Gynecology at Yangon University of Medicine 1, said,
because we have major diseases, especially in ASEAN countries, including our country. So you know the thalassemia, that is the one major tropical diseases. It's common in our country as well. So the offspring of the thalassemia patient and themselves, they will suffer a lot of the anemia and the subsequent complications. And during pregnancy, it will also impact on the pregnancy and their newborn child. So that is the inherited problem. So we can prevent by doing major pre-implantation diagnosis and screening. So these technology will be introduced at this workshop, and the speakers from the Hainan Medical University and the Chinese University of Hong Kong, that they are very outstanding speakers. They will come to the workshop and share their knowledge and experiences regarding the thalassemia and the how to avoid that sort of problem, not to pass on the offspring. So that is the main theme of this workshop.
This is the second time international training workshop is being held at Central Women's Hospital with the objectives to introduce the principles and technologies of prenatal diagnosis, pre-implementation genetic diagnosis, and screening. And the training aims to effectively prevent thalassemia in Myanmar. Speaking to MI Radio on how to prevent ourselves from tropical-related diseases, Professor Nguyen Ma Thun also explained.
Sunlight-related diseases, obviously we need to avoid the sunlight direct exposure of the sunlight because in our country, it's one of the tropical country and it's getting hot day by day, because of the climate change. We need to use the sun cream and the protection, the big hat with the large sleeve, and then you need to wear the scarf, that sort of things, and long sleeve, light cotton wears rather than nylon and synthetic one. So that is the easy way to prevent that sort of problems.
Major disease like thalassemia has a significant implication for the future of children, leading to great burden for not only to the parents but also to the country. With a collaboration of Hainan Medical University and Thailand Reproductive Center, Central Women's Hospital along with Yangon University of Medicine, one aims to improve their efforts on preventing tropical-related diseases in Myanmar. Speaking to MI Radio on how important there is training for the people of Myanmar as well as for the hospital, Dr. Yan Lin Ma, a professor at Hainan Medical University, said,
"We have technology exchange and academic exchange between many doctors in Myanmar. In China, actually, many OG doctors in Myanmar come to China. We just do a lot of education and academic exchanging in Myanmar, in China previously. So I do think we can do better consultant for this kind of disease and provide better strategic choice for these patients. So I do encourage these patients to go to like a Central Women Hospital or other women hospital in Myanmar to get some consultant.
This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's all the reports we have for today. We're now going to look into some international news here on Myanmar Today. One of China's biggest sporting events of the year has opened in central China. President Xi Jinping was in Wuhan to get things officially underway.
我宣布，第7届世界军人运动会开幕。
Under the slogan, Military Glory, World Peace, more than 9,000 soldiers from over 100 countries will compete over the next 10 days. This edition will feature a record-high 329 events across 27 disciplines. The Military World Games was inaugurated in Rome in 1995 and is a multi-sport event organized every 4 years by the International Military Sports Council.
In other news, next year, NASA will send a mission to Mars. The woman in charge of making the helicopter that will be sent there, which is set to become the first aircraft to fly on another planet, is Mimi Ao. At 16, Mimi traveled alone from Myanmar to the US for access to education. She is now one of the lead engineers at NASA.
Role of women in space exploration should be equal, men and women, and basically jointly answering the big questions together in space exploration. My name is Mimi, and I'm the project manager for Mars Helicopter at NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Since young, I was inspired by my mother, who has always been very technical. She's a PhD in math. She's very practical, and I learned early from her the importance of logic. When you are making a first-of-a-kind capability happen, right, with the team, you run into challenges, right? Going back to what I grew up with, inspired by my mom's always sure-footed, right, based on logic and equations, that's what you really go back to lean on when you face difficult challenges.
You're with MI News Myanmar Today. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day. Goodbye now.